Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 14 of Walk the Dog Cinema. Here we are out here walking the Roka-Roo. Roka, say hello, yes. Hope you saw her there. I'll have to check the footage, but yeah. So here we are, episode 14, still working on movies with love and romance. We're getting close to the end of the month here. Last day, I'll have my top 10 for romance movies. I'll get that underway, think about those. But the movie that I'm going to talk about is on Apple TV Plus. Kind of wanted to do something a little different. Hit a couple movies that were new. I have another one that I'll review later in a couple days. Also, trying to get caught up here. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about The Gorge with Miles Teller and Anna Joy. He's from Maverick. He was Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. She's in The Menu and Mad Max as Furiosa. One Night in Soho, or Last Night in Soho. So there is a romance whole segment. It is about these, just to kind of go over the movie, The Gorge. I'll say I did enjoy the originality of the movie. It's a fun little ride. Nothing to like quake in your boots over like being great, but for 2 hours, it was fun. I had a good time. It was a good watch. The music's pretty awesome. It's by Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, Atticus Rose. So pretty creepy at times. It's got a lot of mashup of sci-fi, horror, and romance. And what it is about two snipers, military. They're both really good shots. And they get recruited to this like clandestine operation to watch over this gorge that is somewhere in the northern hemisphere, but you kind of don't know. One's basically from an Eastern Bloc country, so to speak. She's from Lithuania, he's from the USA, and they're on each side of the gorge, and how they strike up a conversation and all of that, and what they're protecting is the whole mystery. And the movie does a really good job. The first half is setting up the romance and the whole crux to make us care about the characters. And I'm gonna say the movie does a fantastic job setting up these characters. You really root for them. It's cute how they talk and communicate and work through their issues, and then how they cross the gorge to meet each other. And then the movie just kind of goes completely bollocks, which is in a good way in one sense. It just really explodes into horror territory and action and just really bizarre stuff. So I'm gonna get into big spoilers here now. So again, spoiler alert, you've been warned. So if you keep watching on this level, then some of the mystery may be gone. But I liked a lot of the mashup. Parts are better than other parts of it. It does drag a little bit with the action because it gets a little repetitive. The special effects are pretty good. The kind of overall arching conspiracy of it all is pretty cool when you think about it. I think there's some wasted space in there where instead of kind of showing us a little bit and us kind of seeing it, we just kind of get explained to a little bit. And so it kind of rips some of the mystery out of them building on it a little bit more each time. And so there is that. So I felt a little bit missed energy there. The movie kind of slows down and gets a little bit like, what the hell within that. But overall, you know, it keeps moving. Kind of sidelines the Anna Joy character, Drasa, a little bit in that sequence, which I don't like. You know, they kind of don't work very collaboratively in just this kind of little moment of 10 minutes where I would have liked to see a little bit more of that, where she gets a little sidelined, and it kind of removes kind of the badassery of the character on a certain level, compared to the guy's part. When from a shooting standpoint, they're equals, but she's actually a little bit better. You know, he's just more industrious in terms of doing other things, and so that part was kind of like and it bogs down right there in the middle of the movie. As a matter of fact, when they go into the gorge, we're pretty much like 45 minutes into the film. When they kind of come out of the gorge, there's still like a good 25-30 minutes left, and you think, dang, where's this gonna go now? And like I said, that part needs to be tightened up, I think, to me. Sigourney Weaver's in it. She has a great little part. I wish they would have expanded on that more. She was a very good villain for what little she does, but she just kind of has a gravitas about her acting that lends credence to it all. I would have liked to seen that develop a little bit more, maybe. But overall, not too bad, you know. It was fun. And again, you know, I kept thinking about, wow, I actually get a Delta Green movie. And I know maybe a lot out there don't know what Delta Green is, but it was from a role-playing game, Call of Cthulhu, early 90s, about government conspiracies and the Cthulhu myths and how they get kind of suppressed. And some of that has led into like Joss Whedon with his you know, shoot, I can't believe I drew a blank on the movie, but there's a horror movie that kind of talks about that, that plays off of that with Chris Hemsworth, Cabin in the Woods. You know, but this one, you know, does deal with governments and keeping things that should not be at bay. And like I said, the mystery is really kind of cool with them figuring out like splicing and gene and DNA and how it all kind of blows up on the people because of an earthquake. And it happens right after World War II, and they've been keeping it really secret. And there's these like great monsters in it that have all kind of like garnered together and everything. So I'll get right to that after I take care of my dog here. And so, like I said, I like the conspiracy theory aspect of all this and the secrecy. It is set up really well, you know, with them not being able to talk to each other and how they break the rules to communicate. That's Miles Teller and Anna Joy. And, you know, the big bonus of this movie is that relationship. They do have a lot of chemistry together. The romance is set up really well. I think during the whole time there was just kind of one part where they're doing a montage with some music that kind of little dumb. I like them playing chess. They're playing the drums and kind of all this like dancing around thing, and it was a little childish on that level. And then I read somewhere that the actors really didn't like that sequence. Kind of shows. They're kind of, I mean, I picked up that they weren't really buying into doing some of the things within this montage. The director left it in, I think, to the detriment. I get it. It just didn't work on that level. But really, their conversation and how they meet and talk and how they're communicating across the gorge, it's all well done. So there's real dread that you want to see them make it out, and sets up a really good ending. And you know, yes, you know, we get the live happily ever after at the end of this film, and I'm okay with that. It's well done in that regard. Like I said, I don't mind the cliches, just as long as, you know, you set it up, it's earned, and how we get there is fun, right? So overall, you know, not a bad movie. enjoying watch. You know, good music. Even got the soundtrack on my iTunes just to listen to, because it is pretty, you know, there's like some punk aesthetics in there, but also, you know, this kind of industrial based sound, and it's creepy. So like if you like listening to like horror music during Halloween and things like that, this is right up that alley. It's you know, it's good in that regard. The two actors do a great job carrying this whole movie. You know, I think if you have Apple TV Plus, check it out. I think it's worth the time. Not much more to be said about the movie, so you know, you all have a good one. The next movie on the list is from 2012, and it's called The Vow. So I'll talk to you then. Have a good one. Bye.